In life, not every path we take is meant to be walked till the end. Sometimes Allah sends us signs, gentle whispers, and powerful reminders, urging us to step away before harm reaches our heart, faith, or future. But here's the reality. Many of us ignore these signs, holding on out of fear, attachment, or false hope. We forget that walking away can be a form of strength, a shield Allah places between us and what is harmful. The Qur'an reminds us that Allah is the best of planners, and when He removes something from your life, it's never without reason. In this powerful reminder, inspired by the words of Mufti Menk, we'll uncover 7 clear signs Allah may be telling you to walk away, for the sake of your peace, your deen, and your destiny. Listen closely. One of these signs may be speaking to you right now. 1. Loss of peace. Peace of heart is one of the greatest blessings Allah grants to a believer. When you find that a relationship, environment, or commitment consistently disturbs this tranquility, it is often a sign that it does not align with what is best for your spiritual or emotional health. Islam teaches us that sakinah, inner calm, comes when we are in harmony with Allah's commands. If your heart feels heavy, restless, or unsettled every time you engage in a certain situation, that feeling may be Allah's way of signaling that something is spiritually unhealthy. The Qur'an describes the believers as those whose hearts find peace in the remembrance of Allah. Anything that robs you of that is worth reassessing. This unrest can appear subtly at first, such as irritation, anxiety, or a lingering sadness after interactions. Over time, ignoring these signals can lead to deeper emotional harm. When peace is absent, despite sincere effort, it's a clear indicator to reconsider your involvement. 2. Increase in sin. A major sign that Allah may be guiding you to walk away is when a situation consistently leads you toward disobedience. Sometimes, this influence can be gradual. Missing a prayer here, neglecting Qur'an recitation there, until it becomes a pattern. The Prophet ﷺ warned that hearts are affected by the actions we engage in. The more we are exposed to sin, the more normal it begins to feel. When an environment or relationship encourages gossip, dishonesty, immodesty, or any form of haram activity, the harm to your soul outweighs the temporary benefit of staying. In such cases, the very fact that your acts of worship are decreasing or your consciousness of Allah, taqwa, is weakening is an urgent warning. The danger lies in becoming desensitized, where wrong begins to feel right. That is why Allah, in His mercy, sends us moments of guilt or spiritual discomfort, reminders that this path is not for us. 3. Toxic influence. The people we surround ourselves with shape our thoughts, habits, and even our relationship with Allah. If you notice that being around certain individuals consistently brings out negative traits in you, anger, impatience, envy, this is not a coincidence. Toxic influence doesn't always come from openly sinful behavior. Sometimes it is hidden in constant criticism, emotional manipulation, or making you feel small for practicing your faith. Islam encourages keeping company with those who remind you of Allah, not those who erode your confidence in your values. Over time, toxic relationships can distort your self-worth, making you doubt what is right. Walking away in such cases is not arrogance, it's an act of self-preservation. A sincere friend will never belittle your efforts toward righteousness, nor push you toward actions that compromise your deen. If the opposite is happening, it may be Allah's way of protecting your heart from long-term harm. 4. Closed doors. Life's obstacles are not always punishments. Sometimes they are divine shields. When you try repeatedly to achieve something, yet every attempt is met with unexpected blocks, delays, cancellations, loss of resources, it's worth considering whether Allah is redirecting you. The Quran teaches that Allah knows what we do not. A path that appears desirable to us may, in reality, lead to hardship or spiritual loss. These closed doors can feel frustrating, especially if they involve something we've long desired, like a career, marriage, or project. Yet often, when we look back after months or years, we realize how those barriers saved us from situations we were not prepared for. In many cases, Allah removes opportunities not to punish us, but to make space for better ones. Resisting these signs by forcing your way forward can lead to regret, while accepting them with patience opens you to the blessings ahead. 5. Loss of barakah. Barakah, or divine blessing, is a subtle but powerful gift from Allah. It allows a small amount of wealth to stretch far, a short amount of time to be full of productivity, and an effort to bear fruit beyond expectation. When barakah begins to disappear from a certain part of your life, it can be a signal to evaluate it deeply. This loss might show as constant financial strain despite increased income, ongoing conflicts in relationships despite efforts to mend them, or exhaustion despite lighter workloads. The absence of barakah often follows when something displeases Allah, perhaps through dishonesty, neglect of obligations, or harmful choices. Sometimes, the very act of staying in a particular commitment drains the blessings from other areas of your life. Recognizing this pattern requires self-honesty and dua for guidance. When barakah fades repeatedly, despite sincere effort and prayer, it may be Allah's way of telling you to let go. 6. Gut feeling. In Islam, the heart is not just an emotional center, but a spiritual compass. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said that righteousness is what puts the heart at ease, and sin is what causes unease, even if people approve of it. This fitrah, natural inclination toward truth, is a gift from Allah to help us sense danger, even before we fully understand it. That uneasy feeling you get about a person, place, or decision may be more than anxiety. It may be divine guidance. This does not mean acting impulsively based solely on emotion, but rather acknowledging the consistent discomfort that returns no matter how much you try to reason it away. Often, this inner warning comes alongside other signs: lack of peace, obstacles, or moral compromise. Ignoring it can lead to regret, while respecting it can save you from unseen harm. Trusting your gut when paired with Islamic principles is an act of wisdom. 7. Clear guidance from Qur'an and Sunnah. The most definitive sign that you should walk away from something is when it clearly contradicts the teachings of the Qur'an and Sunnah. Allah's guidance is complete and timeless. If an action, opportunity, or relationship requires you to ignore or twist these principles, then it cannot be good for you, no matter how appealing it appears. Sometimes the conflict is obvious: engaging in haram business, neglecting prayer, or adopting immoral behavior. Other times, it's subtle, normalizing practices that slowly erode modesty, honesty, or humility. When Allah has already spoken on a matter, seeking exceptions or loopholes is a sign of the nafs, ego, overpowering sincerity. The truest safety lies in submitting to what is clear and walking away from what is doubtful. Even if leaving feels painful, the Quran promises that whoever gives up something for the sake of Allah, He will replace it with something far better. My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah shows you a sign, it is a mercy, a way of protecting you from what you cannot yet see. Trust His wisdom, even when it's hard to let go. Remember, walking away for the sake of Allah is never a loss. It's an exchange for something far better. If this reminder touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Pious Deen so more hearts can be inspired. Comment below, may Allah guide me to what is best for my dunya and akhirah. May Allah protect your heart and keep you steadfast